IDontWorkHereLady, Episode 5. This is my flat, not a shop. To quickly make sense of the title, my fiancé and I moved into a flat together. One bedroom flat above a shop which happens to be a tailor's shop of some kind. It's a small place, but we turned this place into our perfect home. But that's another story of how we improved our home. Anyway, after a few months we settled in. I was walking home from work. The perks of living very close to work. I work in a petrol station as part of a supermarket, so we have uniforms that clearly state that we work there. Anyway, so the way to our flat, we unlock a big door that gets us into the main sort of building, I'll call it, and this goes for all our neighbors that we have to keep that door locked at all times. Then there's just a few stairs to our flat. Anyway, since this huge door we go through first, it happened to be right next to this tailor's shop. Minding my own business as usual, trying to get myself home ready to chill out, I hear a lady call out to me as I was about to shut the door and lock it. I opened the door thinking it's probably one of our neighbors who forgot a key or any neighbor's guests. As soon as I opened the door, a giant quilt was dumped into my arms. "Hello my dear, I was wondering if you can patch up this hole in the corner of this for me. And I heard from a friend that you can make blankets out of old clothes, like as in memory of people." I clocked on. The lady thinks I'm the owner of the tailor shop, which was closed. Me, oh I'm sorry, I'm not the shop owner, the door to that is just right there. I pointed to it and realized it was closed. It's closed. The lady, but you are the tailor's shop, are you? Me, I'm not, I'm afraid. I don't own it and I don't work there either. The lady, pointing at my flat keys and the door which I just opened, which I can't wait to close. Then. What's this place then? You have to be the tailor's then. Me, this is the door I go through to enter my flat, you know. Where I live. I do in fact live above the tailor's shop, but it doesn't mean I own that too. The lady, that's just ridiculous. Look, stop messing around. When can you sort out this quilt? Now in my head I thought I can easily sew, and if I had a sewing set I'd have done this for her just for a bit of extra cash, but I didn't. Me, look, handed back her quilt. I don't work or own the tailors, pointed at my uniform and the logo on my jacket. I work over there, pointed over to the supermarket where I worked a long ass shift since 6 a.m. I even opened my jacket and showed her my name badge and my clocking card to really prove to her that I work somewhere else other than a tailor's. The lady, ooh, I'm sorry love, but do you know what time this shop will open? Me, I don't have the slightest clue, but I can guess maybe tomorrow? Pointed at their telephone number advertised on their shop. If you write down that number, it's best to try call them to find out, save you traveling all the way here for possibly nothing. The lady stormed off without a thank you for at least helping her. No, seriously, I do work here. So this happens a lot. Back when I was in H's, I worked during the summers at a beach condo place, which had 4 big buildings with small condos. I was a deckhand and was young. So people always assumed I either didn't work there or that I couldn't do the work. I am not incompetent. Plus they would always jib me on tips. Now I work at a big veterinarian hospital in NYC. There are hundreds of workers and I am one of, if not the youngest worker there. And again, similar things occur. But this story is the best. I was in the waiting room for normal everyday patients, which is unusual for me. I am usually either in anesthetics or rehab. But I was here today because we had a lot of appointments for vaccines, since it's summer and people are going away and need their pets vaccinated. Mind you, I was wearing scrubs, but I was also holding a dog. While I filled out his paperwork, the owners had called and said they would be here soon to pick him up. I wasn't standing behind the counter but kinda to the side, so I wasn't in the way of other employees. Here is how this went. Me, obvious. K, Karen. OE, other employee. So K walks up to the counter and asks when her cat will be able to go to a room. I knew that a lot of my coworkers were scrambling around busy, so I stepped in. Me, hello ma'am, how can I help you? K, I don't need your help, go sit with your dog. Me, ma'am, this isn't my dog, the owners are coming to pick him up. I work here, I can help you since everyone is very busy. OE comes over and takes the dog and papers from me since the owners arrived to take him home. That still wasn't enough. K, see, that employee took your dog to be examined. Me, no, they took the dog to his owners. Now I can help you and see if we can get you a room. What is your cat's name, ma'am? And your last name? Now mind you, I don't really work this area, so even if she is a regular, I wouldn't know. K, you should know that. Everyone greets me and my cat by name. You should know our names if you did work here. You're trying to pull one over me. You're way too young to work here. Me, miss, I don't usually work in this department, but they needed extra help today. I will gladly look up your information and see if there is a vacant room, and I will have a tech examine your cat. Can I know your cat's name and your last name? I move to behind the counter where the computers are and look at her. K, I want a real employee. OE comes back and starts talking to K. She immediately changes her tune and is all smiley and happy and nice. But that wasn't the end. The cat needed a shot and was quite upset, so I had to come in and hold the cat. Boy, was she mad. Crazy lady follows me to my car. Apologies for any spelling mistakes, this just happened and I'm still shaking. I got off work a few hours ago and visited my grandparents. It's not really relevant to the story other than I'm not used to the area, and I get easily anxious in unfamiliar settings. I've got super thick hair and ended up breaking my hair tie at work. I didn't know if I had any more at home, so I figured I'd stop on the way home to pick some up, as I don't know if I have too many more at home. I ran into a Walgreens on the way home, grabbed the hair ties and a drink and went to check out. My uniform is a vibrant blue, whereas the employees in the store were wearing baby blue uniforms. An older lady stepped in front of me and started asking me where something was in the store. I stutter really easily and kind of mumbled that I don't work there and tried to go around her. She followed me up to the counter, repeating her question louder and angrier each time. I really don't like confrontation, so I just put my head down and tried to ignore her. She shut up when it was my turn to pay, and I thought that was the end of it. I just grabbed my bag and left, sat down in my car and went to text my mom something when someone knocked on my window. The fucking lady followed me outside to my car. I immediately locked the doors and shook my head at her. She started trying to pull on my door handles really hard and screaming at me. At this point I started crying and shaking. I didn't really know what else to do, so I just laid on the horn and yelled at her to get away. She backed away from my car and I took off out of the parking lot. Stopped and pulled over after like 5 streets to cry and stop shaking. IDK if I should have done something different, but the look on her face was like she wanted to hurt me. I just wish I could stop shaking. It's not even close to the first time I've been mistaken for being an employee somewhere else, not even the first time the person has gotten nasty, but the fact that she followed me out is freaking me out. TLDR, crazy lady follows me to my car because I don't work at Walgreens. Parent thought I, an 11-year-old, was an employee. So I'm already told that I look young for my age as I have a baby face, and this took place when I was 11. So I'm at EB Games and I lifted a pile of games to look for a specific title and found it. So being a decent human being, I set the pile as it was, and when I got up I hear, "Hi, I would like to buy an Xbox One." I assume it's for an employee and this is how it unfolds. Me, microwavable egg. RP, random parent. GIK, guy I knew. RP, hello, I'm talking to you. Me, oh, do you need something? I regret my choice of words. RP, yes, I would like to buy an Xbox One. Me, sorry, I don't work here. RP, yay you do, I saw you fixing that pile of games. Me, I was just trying to be nice to the employees. GIK, mum. He doesn't work here, he's in my year. RP, oh sorry then. Me, it's alright. Nothing really special, but felt like sharing this. I don't give a foo #K. I work in the best store in the world. Now let me tell you, my boss hates people. I mean, he really hates Karens with a passion and has told us that we are never to call him to deal with these fuckwits, his word, and to deal with them how we feel the situations warrant, from sorting out their problems to just telling to basically fuck off. So on to the story. So we have this one woman, no matter what we did it was never good enough for her and would complain at the drop of a hat and had made one of my coworkers cry and would keep doing this to her at every given opportunity, telling her she was stupid and retarded and shouldn't be allowed to breed or be in public. For me this was the last straw and I flipped, so I told my coworker to take her break, but before she goes I said we now have a zero tolerance on Karens, so I turned to this big fat bitch and say, are you happy that you made a little girl of 17 cry? And her answer was that she can talk to anyone how sees fit, so I said that goes both ways and then I asked her if she had a bath today because you really smell and it's beginning to make my eyes water and that she is smelling the shop out and that she must leave. I can see she's shocked by this and starts screaming for my manager and I tell I don't have a manager, only an owner of the store, and under no circumstances am I to call him for a fat nasty smelling fuckwits like her. And then I ask her if she wiped her ass today because I'm beginning to smell shit coming off her and then told her to fuck off and never come back. My coworker was laughing so much she had to run out back and we heard her burst out laughing so much, then the fat bitch runs out the back and bumps into the owner and shouts that we all need to be sacked there, and then to which my boss said, oh you really do smell and now fuck off out of his shop and don't come back until you have had a good wash and to never talk to staff like that again. My boss then throws her out and turns to me and says, well done, but my only problem is that you went too soft on her. My boss has a computer file of all the assholes on and she's definitely going on that and we play it back at the little Christmas do we have. Bu the way the woman had no smell apart from the perfume she was wearing. So be warned Karen to behave like normal people. IKEA employees now wear local brewery t-shirts? Not super exciting, but I still don't get how I was mistaken for an employee today at IKEA. I was wheeling a difficult to control and see around cart with a king-size mattress through a narrow lane of people waiting between the furniture pickup line and the exit door when a couple says, excuse us. We exchange glances and I gesture and pause to let them go in front of me because yeah, I am slow and there's no other way around me if they don't go right now. Then a third person who I thought was with them doesn't go, just stands there staring at me. I speak up after waiting for them to pass. Go ahead, it's okay. They respond, oh I just wanted to know where the bathroom is. I stared at them quizzically and said, I have no idea. Ask an employee, pointing to someone 2 feet away in the bright yellow uniform that screams, I work at IKEA. The person tucked their head and ran in front of me. I have no idea where they went, but it wasn't to any employee I could see from behind my giant king-sized mattress. So yeah, blue t-shirts from local breweries are the new uniform. IKEA employees, best make sure you dress correctly tomorrow in case you missed the memo. Okay, I'll just help you after that fucking insult. Backstory: in this story I am 17 and in my last story on R, entitled Parents, I told people that when I was that age was when I got my throat tattooed and it was a huge piece. I wouldn't even be hired at a McDonald's, so I don't know why this EP thought I worked at the Gucci store. I was in the Gucci store in Los Angeles, well one of them, and I was looking around for something for my mom for her birthday and I had more than enough to spend. This is way before rappers and face tattoos being mainstream, so I got looks like a criminal. This has MEEP and B, boss, me, looking at handbags and belts while listening to music. EP, hits me in the back of the head. Stop listening to music and help me with this stupid store. ME, first of all bitch, don't ever lay a hand on me, and second, I don't fucking work here. During this I am trying to keep quiet in the store as to not be rude. EP, don't ever call me that again sir or I will get you fired. ME, again, I don't work here, so go ahead, get me fired from here. It won't work bitch. That last word was under my breath. EP, she leaves for a while and comes back with the manager and store security. That's the guy, now fire him. At this point I have already paid for my mom's bag and a belt so she didn't get mad at my neck tattoo. B, ma'am, this guy doesn't work here. EP, bullshit, fire him now or I will sue. B, please leave the store or I will have you rem. The cutoff is because I left the store, but when I was about to get in my car she was arrested for assault. She summarison hit the boss and was sent to jail for a year, and I was there for her hearing. It was amazing. Thanks for reading and I hope you have a good day. Like I said, English is not my first language, but I now live in Canada and am taking English classes in a local college. What a fun night. Backstory, location, Australia. Back in 1999, a film festival was held in our little tourist town. A friend and I decided to pay for tickets for the movie and after party. Silly me wore a red shirt and red slacks for the after party. Little did I know, the girls selling cigarettes were wearing the same clothes. Story, during the after party, I was stopped by people requesting cigarettes or asked why I was drinking on the job. My response was with a huge grin on my face and giggling, "I don't work here. I am a guest," and thought it was a great idea to wear red without knowing the cigarette girls were wearing the same thing I am. Silly me. Some of the other people I encountered laughed at the hilarity of the situation. Others decided to not believe me until I asked one of the cigarette ladies to confirm I wasn't working with them. I met several celebrities, none of which were internationally known. I did get a photo of Jack Thompson. Near the end of the night, I noticed the girls were getting their photo taken together. I drunkenly joked to one of them that maybe I should be in the picture because people thought I was a cigarette girl. The girls beckoned me over to them and I joined in the photo session. A few months later, my friend who attended the after party found the photo in a French magazine. I didn't keep a copy of it though. Edit. The girls were selling Marlboro cigarettes.